and welcome back to Lisa Lives. And to follow my previous video of my 10 favourite actresses, it only seemed fair to give you my 10 favourite actors. My son's in the background because he knows I'm recording, trying to get on film. The dog, I have no idea, she just is stapled to my knee all the time.
It's a YouTube dog.
It's a YouTube dog, it's Dobby. So let's kick off with my 10 favourite actors, which won't at the bottom be in order because it's too difficult to order them, but the top 3 at least are definitely in order. Okay, so number 10, I had to put him in, and people are going to hate me for this, and people are going to say, what is wrong with you? But this is my list of my favourite actors, and potentially, if it comes down to entertainment in watching a movie, this guy would be number 1, and that is Nicolas Cage. Do not care what you say. Yes, the remake of The Wicker Man was abysmal, it was awful, it was terrible, it was a travesty. But Nicolas Cage entertains me unlike most other actors out there. Mandy, he was amazing. But you go back to Leaving Las Vegas and look at his acting performance in that, it is incredible. The guy can act. Okay, he's done a lot of movies where it's just questionable. I still to watch Jiu-Jitsu, but me and my husband are keeping that for a drinking game.
What do you mean?
Because apparently it's so incredibly bad, it's hilarious. So we want to feel a bit better, and we're going to have a drink every time something awful happens and see what happens. So why are you doing that?
I want to.
So Nicolas Cage, love the guy. There's rumours that he's going to be playing Joe Exotic in a Tiger Caine series, and if that happens, my year will be made. He's perfect. But I think, Isaac, I'll kick your bum. I think that Nicolas Cage is an amazing actor. I think he's taken a lot of pretty questionable roles, but when he plays that manic, mad, you know, like in Mum and Dad, love it. Number 9 is the sadly passed Heath Ledger. I feel he was a real talent. I feel it's extremely sad that we lost him at such a young age. I feel he had so much to go on to do, and he had so much potential. His portrayal of the Joker is just, it's probably the... Now, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was incredible. It was in places cringy, and in the laughing scenes I felt myself squirm uncomfortably in my seat, but I think that was the point. But I think if we want to epitomise what makes the perfect Joker, it had to be Heath Ledger's performance. But he's in a lot of things. I remember seeing him when I was much younger in 10 Things I Hate About You, and I had a bit of a crush, I'll be honest. He's a very handsome boy. But the guy can act. He's a fantastic actor. He's been in all sorts. A Knight's Tale is a really fun movie. Oh, dear me. What's going on?
I don't.
Right, number 8. This may... Now you can tell why I've only done 10. It takes me that long to get through. Number 8 may be one that some people do not agree with for particular reasons, but we're talking about favourite actors here. We're talking about actor performance. We're not talking about what they've done and what they haven't. Although, let me put my tuppence in. I think he's innocent. Johnny Depp comes in at number 8. I don't think he's innocent of what he's been accused of because I like the guy. Any of that stuff, just from all the evidence skipped out. Because of all the evidence we've seen, I just don't buy Amber Heard's story. But that's my opinion. Don't come for me, as people say. Johnny Depp, over the years, has portrayed so many different characters. Yes, he has got a bit of an affinity to be in all the gothic sort of Tim Burton things. I would like to see him do more outside of that. I think he's got real talent. I mean, Secret Window is one of my favourites with him in. He is incredible. Edward Scissorhands, you have to love him in it. I know it's the typical gothic performance, but I liked him in Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Although he's no Gene Wilder, and no, he's not on this list. Perhaps he should have been. Could I give 2 special mentions that I haven't put on this list of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor? My favourite comedy duo to ever exist. Say No Evil, Hear No Evil is the best comedy movie in the world. Just had to get that in there. So Johnny Depp, he is good at anything he does. He's got a lot of talent, and I hope he keeps making movies for many years to come. Number 7 goes to someone else, which will be contentious. That is Tom Cruise. I spoke when I did actresses about people that don't want to accept the talent on someone because they're attractive. Now, Tom Cruise is a heartthrob. Women fancy Tom Cruise. It's just a given. I grew up as a teenager with my wall emblazoned with Top Gun stuff. I will admit that, Cocktail, all of that stuff growing up. But then I saw Born on the 4th of July. And if you watch that movie and you come out of that saying Tom Cruise can't act, did you actually watch the movie? He has made some stinkers. He made The Mummy. It was awful. But War of the Worlds, not particularly great. But if you watch Tom Cruise's acting, he can act. Sometimes he picks pretty poor movies. Rain Man, I absolutely adore. He's fantastic in that. Dustin Hoffman is better, but Tom Cruise, I just feel, is an actor that can turn his hand to anything. He does all his own stunts, which I have a great deal of admiration for. While everybody was having a go at him for his recent outburst with those two guys not wearing masks, I applaud him for what he did and how public he was about it. Yes, he's a bit weird. Yes, he's a Scientologist, which is a bit weird. We're not talking about his personal life. We're not talking about whether he's a nice guy or not. I think the guy can act. Tom Cruise. Number 4 goes to... Oh no, I skipped one. No, I didn't. Number 6 goes to... I've got 2 Toms in. That's where I'm getting confused. You'll probably guess the other one. Number 6 goes to Michael Caine. I'm so tempted to do that impression. I won't inflict it on you. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Genius. My second favourite comedy movie of all time. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. They've remade that with women in, Anne Hathaway, and it's awful. Don't watch it. It's terrible. I didn't know it was a remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels when I watched it, and as I was watching it, I'm saying, hang on a minute, but that's what happened in Dirty. That's the same place they were going to in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. What are they doing? Remaking Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Don't inflict your eyes with it. Michael Caine, really good in straight roles. To me, personally, better in comedy roles. I love the guy in a comedy role. He's witty, he's funny, he's fantastic to watch interviewed. He seems to be an all-round really decent man. I love him. So Michael Caine at number 6. At number 5 is the other Tom. That is Tom Hanks, another nice guy, another one that just nobody has anything bad to say about Tom Hanks. He's fantastic with his fans. He poses for silly photographs. He has been in so many different roles, so many different variety of roles. He has... Right, okay, I cried at Castaway when Wilson floated away. I'm sure you've seen Castaway. If you haven't, I apologise for this spoiler. Wilson is a ball. When he is stranded on the desert island, Tom Hanks befriends the ball because there's no one else there to talk to, and he puts a face on it. This ball is with him through thick and thin and everything he goes through, and at one point in this film the ball floats away. And Tom Hanks, I keep wanting to say Cruise, the performance that he gives when this ball floats away made me cry over a ball. Obviously he's Woody in Toy Story, fantastic. He's so many movies, Forrest Gump, Big, everything in this man's career. I've never watched Philadelphia. I've never watched a Tom Hanks movie and said, well, that was crap. It's never happened. He's fantastic. I love the guy. And he's a thoroughly nice chap with it. Right, okay, we're down to number 3. No, we're not. We're down to number 4. I can't count. I'm trying to rush through this because dinner's being made and I'm very conscious that dinner will be here soon, so nothing's polished about this channel. Number 4, Steve Buscemi. Again, it's one of those things. It's an actor that I've always had an affinity for. I find him hilarious. I loved him in Airheads. I felt Airheads was one of the best representations of different genres of rock fan. We obviously had Brendan Fraser as the sort of hair metal guy. We had Steve Buscemi as the sort of like a goth black tight jeans type. And we had Adam Sandler as the baggy jeans chain that goes from here to here. I've known all 3 of those stereotypes. I've been friends with all 3 of those stereotypes, so they're spot on. But Mr. Pink in Reservoir Dogs, love it. Obviously he did Boardwalk Empire. He pops up all over the place, does Steve Buscemi. He's a fantastic actor and doesn't get half as many roles as he should do, because I think he gets typecast a lot, and because he has got such a distinct appearance, he gets pigeonholed for certain roles. I get Con Air. Loved him in Con Air. Thought he was fantastic in that. He added a little bit of humour to Armageddon that was badly needed because the rest of that movie was so over-dramatised and like America saves the world. I don't mean any disrespect to American people at all when I say that, but to me the Armageddon plot was just so OTT ridiculous, building music to make you cry in all the right places, but Steve Buscemi just added that little bit of edge that made it bearable for me. My top 3 in order. Number 3 is Jack Nicholson. Love the guy, love his cheekiness. You cannot dispute that Jack Torrance in The Shining is not one of the best acting performances that has ever been put on film. In my opinion, it is. But in As Good As It Gets, the performance he gives is just delightful. I love everything about the character. I know he plays a crotchety, cranky old man, but I love his character. Alongside Helen Hunt, they have got a special type of magic that just, I would love to see them do more. I would love them to continue that story. So Jack Nicholson is my number 3. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, also have to mention that. Number 2 goes to possibly the best voice that has ever been in movies, Morgan Freeman. I just love this man in anything he does. When he voices anything, I will watch it. I don't care what it is. If Morgan Freeman's voicing it, I'm watching it. I adore movies with narration. A lot of people get irritated by them. I personally love them. The Shawshank Redemption, to me, was just a masterpiece of a movie. Morgan Freeman's character in that movie was originally written as a red-haired Irishman, which is why he's called Red. So you couldn't get any further away from a red-haired Irishman than Morgan Freeman, but when you watch The Shawshank Redemption, no one else would have done. Now that we've seen it, now that he's played it, it's perfect. I just love the guy. I think he's wonderful. I love his sense of fun. I love his smile. I love the guy. I think he's wonderful. So Morgan Freeman is number 2. And the big guy, number 1. If you watched my favourite actresses and you paid attention, you will know that my number 1 is Anthony Hopkins. Obviously co-star of Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs, which, what's my son doing?
I'm just gonna guess, is that the man from Misery?
No, that's James Caan. I love James Caan. I love Misery, but Anthony Hopkins. Oh, I'll tell you who you'll know. Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. Isaac knows who Hannibal Lecter is. No, he hasn't seen Silence of the Lambs. He just knows who the character is. His portrayal of Hannibal Lecter is just, it just makes your skin crawl. He's such an evil, evil man, but really intelligent and really witty, and you would love to have a conversation with him, but you would not want to have dinner with him because he would be having you for dinner, obviously. But he's done so many roles over the years, really heartfelt, deep roles that just have you in floods of tears. Sometimes my brain won't come up with words. He can turn his hand to any role. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's creepy, whether it's scary, whether it's serious, whether it's loving, whether it's supportive. And he's coming out in a movie this year called The Father with Olivia Colman, who's also on my favourite actresses list, where he plays a elderly man that has got dementia. Olivia Colman is his daughter, and I am desperate to see this movie. I think it's going to be unbelievable, and I think I'm going to cry buckets when I see it. But Anthony Hopkins, to me, just epitomises everything about what makes a fantastic actor. So that's my list, 10 favourite actors. Feel free to have a go at me in the comments about Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt. Or not, I didn't say Brad. I do like Brad Pitt too, but he's not in there. Tom Cruise or Johnny Depp. I'm sure plenty of you have an opinion on that. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Over and out from Lisa Loves.
Goodbye.